Next, how many animals are there at London Zoo? That's the question staff are answering today for their annual stocktake. Each creature is counted and then the information shared to help global conservation programmes. Lakshmi Gopal has more.
You join me at the penguin enclosure at London Zoo, and as you can see behind me, plenty of the flightless birds here. But it's someone's job to count them today because this is part of the annual stocktake of all the animals here at the zoo. And joining me now is lead keeper Shannon Quinn. Shannon, first of all, tell me a little bit about the importance of this count.
Yeah, so the count, first of all, is part of our zoo licensing, but it is even more important than that because all of these numbers, they go into a database called ZIMS 360. This is international as well, so these numbers are throughout zoos worldwide, and basically that's how we can track the numbers of different species, and that means when we are part of the breeding programs like we are here at ZSL, we can make sure that there's enough genetic diversity and keep track of the species as a whole to ensure their ongoing survival.
Now, there are quite a few penguins behind you, so not an easy task to count, but a lot easier than, say, counting the ants you have.
Yes, exactly, yeah. So here I can confidently say we've got 65 penguins, but of course, yeah, leafcutter ants, I'm not going to be able to sit there and count them individually. So what we would do in that scenario is we actually count it as a colony. So we do have to be a little bit different depending on the species, but there is a way to count basically everything.
And you'd think it would stay relatively the same year upon year. However, you have had some new additions here, haven't you?
We have. We've got 5 new penguins this year, which is very exciting as well because we are actually just going into our breeding season. So we are very hopeful that the 5 of them will find partners, pair up, and we are expecting eggs anytime around February and March, so very, very soon.
Shannon, thank you. Well, that's it from me, Shannon, and the penguins for now. You can find out plenty more, though, on the programme tonight at 6:30.
And finally, the keepers at London Zoo have dusted off their clipboards and calculators for their annual stocktake. Staff have the daunting task of counting more than 10,000 creatures, from the tiniest millipede to the tallest giraffe. Alex Isat went to watch.
All the animals at London Zoo need to be counted in 3, 2, 1. There are over 10,000 animals from more than 400 species. Once they've been tallied up, the details will be shared worldwide.
Zoos are ever important, and actually now probably more important than they've ever been. When it comes to counting, that helps us plan our critical endangered breeding programs here at the zoo, and other zoos can do the same.
Counting all the animals isn't an easy task. Some of the animals aren't as easy to spot, or some, like these lemurs, would rather stay inside and keep warm.
It's really cold today, it's -2, so I don't blame the lemurs for staying indoors. They will still get counted. So insects are a bit harder, so for example our leafcutter ants, thousands and thousands and thousands, but there's a bit of a cheat there. We're actually able to log them as a colony. Same for things like bees. But when it comes to Humboldt penguins, like the ones behind me, we've got 65, and the keepers can actually count all 65 and identify all 65, which is quite incredible.
This year the zoo has some new arrivals, including western gorillas, Juno and Venus, and Asiatic lion cubs, Marley, Sinny and Shanti, all born at the zoo, as well as 5 new penguins.
They came from 3 different zoos throughout the UK, and we are really excited because it's coming into breeding season as well. So we are actually hoping that they are going to find their perfect match. It could get bigger and bigger in the future.
With thousands of animals here at the zoo and a breeding programme, which means more are born all the time, how can the keepers really ensure that the stockcheck does take in all of the animals?
We will actually count the whole lot of them every single day, not just for stocktake, but yes, every single animal in the zoo is being counted today, so that is a lot of animals.
As the stocktake continues, some of the animals are checking the list to make sure they're on it too. Alex Isat, ITV News.
And that is how London is looking this Friday evening.